Hello, everyone. We're back. The Choir Directors Academy is back after a short hiatus. We had to go to Holy Convocation, had a swell time. Learned so many different things, and I just wanted to do a show. Hopefully, some of my friends that were singing in the choir with me, and there are also music presidents, they can chime in and share in some of the things, some of these choir chronicles. You be amazed at some of the things that happen while you sit in the choir stand, and especially it gets worse the larger the mass. But it's funny though, and sometimes you think of these things as you going along, you're like, we need to share this. I remember one of the commandments, that there were 10 commandments, but one of them was like, thou shalt love thy fellow choir member as you love yourself. And sometimes people look at that and they say like, okay, love my choir member as I love myself. But you know what? If you love your choir member as you love yourself, and you think about how some things will come off to you, you wouldn't do them yourself. You would take into consideration. It's almost like people when they live in a condominium complex or something, and you so used to doing your own things. If you live in a house all the time, you don't really understand how to be adjustable to living in like a condominium or apartment building. Because in a house, you can kind of do what you want to do. You keep almost as much noise as you want. But when you go and you're in a confined place, everything you doing is disturbing the neighbors, because it's like you can't just do things, But anyway, you should love your neighbor as you love yourself. But I'm going to find that sheet of paper, and then we're going to do a show on it, the 10 Commandments of the Choir. But number one, we were just thinking about things, and but I just want to, it's just a couple, what did I have? I think I got 6 things that you should just think about when you're in the choir. If big choir, little choir, doesn't matter. But you should just think about, because we encounter some things. We encounter some things, and you just kind of sitting there like, Lord, help us. But number one, hygiene. Hygiene. And I know a lot of people are going to be watching this show, and if you're afraid to tell your choir members to do this, then tell them to watch the show and they'll hear from me, because I'm going to be very palatable with it. But really, hygiene is very important when we're in a close environment. Sometimes we run a little late, we may miss some things. But when you're you're going to be sitting in a section under bright lights with a lot of people, Natalie, come on now. Natalie, be nice. You need to consider hygiene, okay? You need to consider that, because like where we were sitting, it was a whole bunch of us sitting packed together like sardines. You only got enough room associated with your seat. We're under all of these bright strobe lights because it's live. We're live streaming and we're on all kinds of things. So, Elliot, be nice. So you get hot. You start to sweat. And if you're not doing the necessary things, it can be a little overbearing with the people that are sitting around you. Now, after a while, you get a little dull and you like, I got a job to do. I don't have time to be focusing on that thing. But take the time to make sure that everything is right. If you wore the blouse yesterday and you're going to wear it again today, make sure you kind of wash it out at night and hang it up. I understand, because sometimes, you want to pack light. Kind of, clean it up. Hey, Kim. Hey, Shanita. Clean it up a little bit and then hang it up and let it dry, and then press it out, and then we won't know that's, because half the time when you're in a choir, when you're in a mass choir and you singing in a convention, nobody really cares what you wear every day. Basically, you wear the same thing. Elliot, you wear the same thing all the time. So it doesn't matter, but take the time to clean it up. Okay. And please, they told us this in rehearsal, so I'm just stressing. Make sure that your mouth has hygiene, okay? Because when you sing from your diaphragm and the director tells you to sing, and you take a breath and it comes up from there, you kind of hurt. It penetrates the air. Okay? I'm trying to be very sweet about it. It penetrates the air, and it can be offensive, to the person around you. Because, they sing loud, and you say, ah, and it's like everybody like, ah, it's, and I'm going to get down to some other things that you should think about. But do the breath. We all, they told us, all right, Beatrice, come on now. I'm seeing more laughing faces than I am hearts. But they told us. So, I encourage everybody. They encouraged us, and Elliot can tell the truth, can confirm this. They told us to have a bag of treats. Bring your bag of treats. And while you at it, bring peppermint, bring breath mints, and all this other kind of stuff. Because when you're singing, you really do need, it's just difficult. And, sometimes some people don't think about it. You brush your teeth and you think you all right, but that was like 3 hours ago. Like when we went to rehearsal, Elliot and I rode together because we stayed in the same hotel. We were at rehearsal at 6 a.m. or 6:30, something like that. So, it was people there before us when we got there. Evangela offers you a mint as a hint. Okay, you rhyming now, Natalie. Stop it. We got there early in the morning, and they told all of us to have a little bag of treats and make sure you have breath mints in there, and it just makes it better. So, and you know what? We all brought enough for the next person. Everybody. And it made us all a family because it was like, everybody was like, here, sis, don't worry about it. Oh, it's me? Yeah, it's you, sweetheart. Here you go. We all just passing the bag around, try to help one another out because we have to sing. And we were there, I don't know, Elliot, we were up there, about 6 hours in that choir stand? So we had to, it was hard. So, we all kind of shared with one another, just passed the breath. I had a bag and we just passed it all around. So you have to, you have to do some things when you're going to be, in an area for quite some time. And I'm going to leave that alone. Okay, I'm going to move on because I'm trying to be nice about it. Number 2, perfumes. I know I'm a perfume person. But when you in, Elliot, be nice. When you're in a close proximity, it's better that you don't wear perfumes. They all, they kind of tell you that. Don't wear perfumes because people have allergies. Some people are allergic to the scent. Some people actually break out in hives when they're in close proximity of stuff. So when we're singing in a mass and you're around a bunch of people and you're kind of like together, I would strenuously suggest that you don't wear any perfumes. Because you can stir up something. And even myself, I love perfume. I wear it all the time. But when I was there with them the whole week and we was under them bright lights and yes, Beatrice, I'm really trying to be nice about it. You really don't want to be offensive, and you don't want to cause anybody to go into sneezing or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You just want to be clean, ivory clean, ivory clean. So you want to do that. I mean, I'm honest. I'm trying to be nice about it, but I'm honest. You really don't want to leave off the perfume so that it doesn't be offensive. It's just not good when you're with a lot of people. I'm just telling you some things that we all kind of recognize. I'm waiting for my girl Navinka to be on here because if we was in stitches, like it was just a lot of things going on. So I'm encouraging you, leave the perfume off. Just do the ivory soap or whatever you have. Keep it just clean and, whatever. Because you don't want to be offensive to the people around you. Especially when you're on the lights and it's a lot going on up there. People trying to pay attention. And when you were like we were sitting up there for 6 hours. Sitting in a choir stand for 6 hours. That's a lot. That's a lot. We were, we left one choir stand and went to the next. And I think by the time I left, it was like 1:30 or something like that. So you want to make sure that, things are done properly and in order. Number 3, we saw this. I think it was something else. Oh, yeah. I want to do this I'm going to make this number 3. Be sure, And that's why I hate that we don't have seminars now, because we really need them. Because a lot of people just don't know. When you getting ready to sing, I have to remind my choir this every time, because when we have like an anniversary or something and they have food, people just eat. First of all, when you eat a lot of food, you cannot sing high notes. And my choir, we sing whatever key the song is in. If it's B flat, you got to reach. I'm sorry. But if you eat a lot of food, you cannot sing well. You can't reach those notes. Second of all, it's not healthy. If you're going to be singing for a long time, it's not healthy. It's not healthy. It's not. So be sure to eat light foods. Make sure you eat the right things. You all cutting up out there. You need to stop it. Be sure to eat light. Watch what you eat. I always encourage people when they get ready to sing. They always told us, even when we went to competition, I used to tell people, don't eat heavy food. Eat salads, eat anything that's light. Because you don't want to weigh yourself down. You can't sing from your diaphragm when your stomach is full. It's just impossible. It's just impossible. And some people, like some of the people, they ate rice, or they ate, some of them they ate honey buns. Well, they did it for energy because you didn't eat anything since the previous day. But I always instruct people to eat light. You can't do a good job if you don't eat right. Okay? So eat light food. Be careful what you eat, because some foods cause issues. And if you don't want to be embarrassed. Let me say it that way. You don't want to be embarrassed sitting in a group with a bunch of people and things happen. You don't want to, and that's embarrassing. And nobody wants, we may laugh at different things, but if I know that sometimes like the things that we saw, I had to look at the person and make sure. I kind of like the people who sat around me, I kind of laughed and talked with them a little bit so I can kind of tell, because some people really do may have a problem and they don't know how to deal with it. Because you'd be surprised how many people don't know. They don't know. And you kind of sit there like, okay, so I kind of sit around, kind of study the people around me and see if they're okay, if something's going on, if they have if they're challenged in some area, before I, may laugh or say something, out of whatever. But try to be cognizant of what you eat and what you do, and notice the area around you. You don't want to be embarrassed. You don't want to, you just don't want to be embarrassed. And then you don't want to embarrass anybody else. Some of the things I may discuss may be funny, but to some people who don't know, and this show is all about educating people so that they know better, so that the next time you sing in a group of people like that, you know how to handle. And I hate to see people, it's one thing if a person knows better and they don't care and they go ahead and do whatever they do, then I kind of sit there and look at you like, okay. But if you don't, I try to assess and see if the person knows better or not. And if they don't know better, then I try to talk to them and help them out and let them know that, it's a better way to do this thing. Okay. So moving on. Another thing that I noticed, and this is more on the technical skill side. And before I get to technical skill side, when you're, it's a funny thing. Sometimes we forget what we are really supposed to be in the choir for. No, Shanita, we're not. What you say? Oh, Stephanie said, I would like to know about the food before singing. That's important. Exactly. I'm going to do a show on that because it's a lot. I have a whole list of things that you should eat and things that you should stay away from. So I'm going to do a show on that. Okay, but anyway, there are some things people forget about what the choir really is about. Some people, they strive, they look at the choir as a way of positioning or as a way of me getting seen or a way of me getting wherever I want to do. Okay, that's not what it's for. Okay, let's keep it real. That's your whole point of getting in the choir is because you have a gift and you want to be a part of ministry. Hey, classy lady, and that you want to be a part of ministry. Some people get in there for all kinds of reasons. And we actually seen, they actually had to tell people, hey, Cece, they actually had to tell people, don't fight over the seats. Everybody can't be in the front row. And when people have to tell you that, that means that you lost focus on what you're supposed to do. One thing I can tell you now, Navinka, Elliott, and I, and Melvin Leach, Cornelius, it was about 3 other people from the state of Illinois. We didn't get in the front row. We didn't get in the front row. We were way up. How many rows were we back, Elliott? About 3 or 4 rows back? Something like that. But they put us in the middle. And, you know, everybody was like trying to get in the front row. And you know what? Every time we turn around, me, Elliott,